The issue of prophecy, election, and predestination, I think helps me a lot to really focus on where should I be focusing in every moment of our lives as a Christian. Because the truth is, neither you and I are going to decide for others. We can't do that. To accept Christ, to acknowledge their sin, and turn to God. Not even God can do that for them because we are a volitional being. That means we have freedom of choices. Contradict to what most Calvinists teach, that we don't have a freedom or will or choices. That is blasphemy. If we say we don't have a freedom of choices, then all the things that we have done in the past, all those things that sin, and even sometimes as you as a Christian, we as a Christian, when we commit sin, should we blame that to God? Because it's not us who have done those sins? Of course we are. And that's why I don't agree with that Calvinist teaching that we don't have a free will and that God's election is unconditional. That is wrong. That is unbiblical. Because prophecy, just like election and predestination, one way or another, it's going to happen, not because they are being prophesied, not because they are being predestinated, or not because people are elected by God, that's why they will come to God. Not that. God elects them because in the past, God's seen the future, whom exactly are going to believe in Him and who is not. Therefore, they've been elected, they've been predestinated. In one way or another, God is going to save them through the preaching of the gospel. And if God indeed predestinated those some people to hell, to the lake of fire, like those, oh yeah, mosquito, very big, like those in Revelation, which says that those people who are not written in the books of life are going to worship the Antichrist. They're not written in the books of life probably because of the reason that they are willing to come to God, but rather love their own foolishness. The same is true with the Revelation says that if we continue If someone continue to pollute God's words by not teaching it correctly, also by not putting it into practice, then neither God at the judgment day, neither you will find your names in the book of life. Just like you know, just like a manager in a hotel when he told you that I already booked your name in the logbook so you can come to my hotel and enjoy everything you want for free, including breakfast, lunch, and dinner. But if you do not want to come, why would I not cancel that and give to others? Remember, many are called, but few are chosen. So back to the issue of these three: prophecy, predestination, and election. It helps me a lot to narrow my focus on what exactly I'm going to do. Just simply preach the gospel. Don't worry about those. Of course, we struggle those. We want that everyone wants to listen to us because we don't want them to go to hell. But that's not our job to decide for them. Our only job is to preach the gospel and let those of God's hear God's words. And those who don't, there's nothing we can do about that. Not even God can do something about that. It's an issue of rejection, of the will. It's not that they cannot believe. It's that they don't want to believe. There's nothing we can do about that. So focus only on what you think God is leading you to do, on your job. And that is not trying to decide for them, but rather only helping them what to choose, what to decide, what to believe. Before I also struggle with the issue of election. I used to think, what if my wife or my family or my brother or my friends or my neighbors are not elected? So how can they believe? I think that's wrong thinking. I mean, because it's not the issue whether God elects them or not. It's the issue of whether they they want God or not. So if they really will end up to the lake of fire, that's that's primarily is because they don't want to believe or accept God's words or believe in Jesus Christ and turn away from their sins. Nothing we can blame to God. Nothing we can blame to ourselves because they don't want to believe. We can we cannot even blame Satan for that. Of course, Satan has helped them, deceived them, because God let them deceive Satan because they really don't want. So what else God can do? He didn't make us without a freedom of choices. He didn't made us with a hook put in our nose so he can drag us wherever he wants. He didn't made us like a robot, you know? And this is one thing I always tell to other people, even especially in Facebook, that I'm telling them, even the atheists, I like conversing the atheists because one of my favorite subject is about God. It really inspires me more. It widens my view. The doctrine of God, theology. This I always say to people, you are not going to die without having a chance to know God or having a chance to hear God's words or having a chance to have a warning. I mean, rest assured that one way or another, you are without, we are without excuse before God. And that's why I always talk to the atheists because I tell them, you have your own conscience. Even though you claim that your morality is subjective and not absolute, what they only do to me is mock my English. I can take it that way. No problem with that. I know how to reply to them. They cannot outlogic me. They cannot outsmart me. It's not an arrogance. They can only, you know, how to do that, abuse me, insults me with my English. I also tell them, lately I tell them, because they say, he, he directly told me, an atheist, say, I mock you for your inability to construct proper English. I told them, and in reply, I said, when did I told you that I am an English teacher? That I'm professional in English? But I told them, at least you do and did understand what I'm trying to say. And that makes you without excuse. So don't use my my inability to speak proper English, because one way or another, you are not going to die without a warning. One way or another, you are without excuse. So wonderful. That's all so far. Thank you.